Okay. Basically, like, I mean, it's pretty simple. I worked for him for a little while right after an injury because I was looking for a job, and he was starting up a bike shop. This is Dr. Jamie, right? And, I mean, they offered me comparable rates as a mechanic, not really actually the rates as an experienced mechanic, but I went out. And he had some young Russian dude who I immediately busted on the fact that he wasn't actually a bike mechanic. He had never really worked with bikes before because he didn't know any of the tools. Like, I had to draw him tools, and he still didn't know what it was or what it was for. And I'm like, do we have one of these? Anyways, boil it down, I ended up working with him for a little while, and we kept on getting arguments about equipment that was brought in. Like, I mean, and like, sure, people would drop off bikes and this and that, and like, I have no idea about the actual legit sort of purchasing of how he got some of his shit. I know he pulled a bunch of stuff out of Dukes, the remnants of Dukes after they had a fire, because he wanted me to put pieces of equipment on bikes that had been through a fire, obviously been through a fire, and I was arguing, no, I can't. It's been distempered, the metal isn't good in it anymore. And when he continued arguing about it, I literally took my thumb and I broke the section off of a drive cog. Like, I mean, obviously it shouldn't happen like that. I just ripped it apart, right, with my hand. Yeah, because the metal was not really metal anymore. It had been through a fire, right? And then there was other incidences with like frames that looked kind of like they might be good, but it had obviously gotten some water in it and had frozen. The bottom of the chainstays were split open, and I started stripping, and I'm saying, well, unfortunately we can't use this bike. It would be lovely, but like, I mean, it's a nice bike, but we can't use it because it's broken. The frame itself is broken, it's compromised. And so he gave me a day off and got the other guy to put it together. Right, I came back in, and somebody else, or it was like quasi ready to go, and I had a big argument with him about that too. It's like, look, I'm here to have a bit of fun, make some money, not to hurt people. I'm known in the cycling community. Like, I mean, there's mixed opinions, but I'm fucking known at the very least. And like, so I've worked in a few different shops. Like, I mean, I'm not about to allow somebody to get hurt under my name. Basically, I'd seen people coming back from test rides bleeding because things weren't put together properly. The headset, the stem wasn't even tightened down. This one chick, luckily, she waved out in front of a pharmacy. And so the pharmacist actually busted open some of their packages and bandaged her up and sent her back, right? So after a bit, I couldn't work with them anymore. And we were arguing. They tried to rip me off for my money. That didn't really go over too well with me, and I ended up, I finally got paid, but I kept on having to show up like personally and be a little irate about it before he could finally pay me. And then, because he was continuing on these assault postering campaigns against people, and he was putting up these hot male nigger posters. I spotted him downtown putting up posters, so I filmed him. Well, and also got him to talk about the bike shop, and he started to say like how he had gone and was taking courses to be a bike mechanic, to know a bit about it, right? So congratulations, because of our previous experience. Like, I mean, you definitely need to learn what the hell's going on before you actually kill somebody. Anyways, I gave it over to my buddy Reg, and he put it online. Of course, it said like he'll start attacking me. Immediately afterwards, of course, the second it went online, he started putting up posters around the city suggesting to bike couriers that I'm filming them and selling the information to the cops and this and that, and putting up posters to secretaries saying that I'm filming them and trying to destroy the business that I'm doing, right? Like, I mean, not trying to make saying this building security, I should immediately be escorted off the premise if they see me around the building. Nice big photo of me and everything. And then he started putting up posters in bad neighborhoods suggesting to drug dealers that I was going around filming them. And that, including listing my address and everything, you know, a photo of me, an even bigger photo than before, and my address and everything, saying, "Attention drug dealers, I'm going around filming you," basically suggesting that I'm filming them for the cops. Of course, the cops couldn't do anything about it, like, because there was no direct threat. It was just kind of insinuating to people that I'm up to shit, right? And like, I mean, I found a few different times that I was like basically getting followed. Like at the very least, like, I mean, anybody who's really into anything like illegal, generally speaking, they feel out things before just doing something rash. So they scouted out what the hell was going on. Like, I mean, obviously I wasn't going around doing shit, so there's no point in like any sort of retaliation or whatever against me. Of course, talking about this, and once this goes online, chances are there'll be another ad campaign against me. But yeah, generally speaking, like, I mean, not a very good work ethic. Didn't really care about people. It was just like get stuff in, figure that it was worth some money, and sell it. I had originally, when I started working with them, I said, "Oh, I want to buy a couple of parts for bikes that I want to make," and anything at all that I showed any sort of interest in, he would refuse to sell it to me, and then go and check it online or whatever to see whether or not it was potentially rare or worth something or whatever. Like, and I kept on saying to him, one of the only reasons you'll get an actual really experienced mechanic in a shop like this is I might be able to actually source out some stuff that I need. But no, it's just business as business, like just straight up for the money, didn't care whether or not people were getting hurt, just like make something look like a bike and then send them out on it. Whether it's a child, whether or not it's an older person, whether or not the person's comfortable on it, doesn't matter. Give you a warranty that ends up being 24 hours, and if you manage to catch that your bike's all fucked up within a day, then you can bring it back and maybe might be able to renegotiate. You're not going to get your money back, but you might be able to arrange something, right? But other than that, you're screwed, right? Read the fine print. So I couldn't deal with it anymore. I couldn't work with them. That's about the size of it. I need to boil it down. There's other people that I know have gone and worked with them, and they've also ran into issues. But, you know, apparently it's completely legal for you to run around and do stuff like this. They're starting to think about legislating bike mechanics and like having everybody licensed specifically for reasons like this, and all the shit coming off of like eBay and stuff like this, where it's like a stolen bike that somebody just sort of did a couple of things to make it quasi not look like the original bike, and then they sell it. But yeah, I just couldn't deal with it anymore. Yeah, and of course not willing to be on his side with shit, of course, made me an enemy. So, attack ad campaigns and everything. I mean, even the cops themselves said, like, if he was putting up posters around the neighborhood with their name and address, it would become a legal problem immediately, because they're insinuating they'd be over there beating the snot out of themselves. Of course, I'm not allowed to do that as a private citizen. If I try to defend myself physically from these attacks, then I'm in the wrong. So there's very little that you can do about that. Just like I mean, you might be able to go through court for defamation of character or some sort of liable, but yeah. Anyways, I wouldn't work with him anymore. I'd be really leery of buying anything from him. If you're thinking about buying anything from him, you might be getting screwed. I think that's about it.